Hi everyone, my name is Michelle and I'm Mama Loves You GB here on Flosstube, but also on Instagram and Etsy. And this is my first Flossmas video. So I'm planning to do a video every day for the Advent, and I'm going to show you some previous finishes of mine. They will be Christmas ones today, but they won't always be Christmas ones. And a free chart. And I'm going to be opening my Advent calendar, which has got some fancy floss in it. So for those of you who don't know, I've been collecting fancy floss from the Patchwork Rabbit for the last 4 months. So in addition to another fabric subscription that I have, I asked her, Carla, if she would pick out for me 6 extra flosses so that by the time December came I would have enough extra flosses to fill my Advent calendar. So lots of people were asking me if I would show that, so I thought what I'd do is I'd combine it with showing you some finishes that I'd also mentioned that I would do, and some free charts and other kind of bits and bobs, up-to-date stuff, and we'll see how it goes. So this is the first one. This is December the 1st. So this one's going to be a little bit longer than usual, just because mainly with the ridiculous amount of haul that I seem to have got already. And I'm going to tell you about my visit to the Nimble Thimble as well. I had a fantastic day on Saturday, so I'd like to tell you all about that. So I'm going to get started. First of all, I'm going to show you what I've finished just recently. So I'm not planning to show you what I'm working on every day, but just when I've made a decent bit of progress or if I finish something. So the thing that I've done most recently, which if you watch my last Flosstube video, I said I wasn't going to start. I said I wanted to get other things finished and I wasn't going to start it, but I did. I started it and I finished it. So, excuse my ratty ends. This is on a piece of 32 count hand dyed, walnut dyed fabric, and because it's so dark in here, it's straight away after school, I've had to put the main light on and a ring light, so it's a little bit shadowy and a little bit blurring out. So this is my finish, and this is, and again, excuse my scrabbly bit of paper, I have a digital subscription to Punch, Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, which is where this is from, and this is by Cecilia Turner from Heart in Hand Needle Art, and this is Winter Cardinal Etching. Now her chart calls for Cherry Cobbler and Sticks and Twigs, both from Classic Colourworks, and I didn't at the time have either of those two, so I actually used Gloriana Cardinal for the Cardinal, and then I used 2 other colours of Fancy Floss, both of which are on my Instagram, and I can't remember what they are at the moment. Yeah, have a look on my Instagram and you can see, because what I decided to do was just do, I'm not sure you can really see, but a couple of different colours in the background leaves, not leaves, wood, that's wood, yeah, in the background wood. So I'm really pleased with that, and I can't wait to finish that one off, because it is a partner, I just have this one actually to hand, to the Autumn Owl Etching, and there was also one in the Summer Punch, Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine which had some fish on it, and one which had a hare on it in the spring edition. So I should be stitching those up, and then I'll have a nice little quartet of beautiful little pillows. So I finished that. So that was my stitching this week. I've done nearly finished Maria Dale, so I'm hoping that I'll have Maria Dale to show you tomorrow as well. So what should we do first? Previous finishes or free chart? Let's do previous finishes before I forget where they're from. This one is a previous finish. So all the previous finishes I'm going to show you are between December 2019 and November 2020. So this is my first one. It says, "May peace be your gift," and this is by, that is a very good question, who is it by? Oh, same people who did Be All Things Diligent, in All Things Be Exceedingly Diligent. Oh, what a silly thing. I'm going to have to put the name down below. Needlework Press. Needlework Press. Oh my goodness me. You see, I've been at school all day and my brain is addled. So Yeah, that was actually a freebie by Needlework Press. So I'll find the chart again and I'll link it below. And so that'll be another freebie for today's Advent. And I just stitched it up in whatever colours I fancied. This is a Silks for You that changes through from a blue to a teal to a purple. I'll put the name on the screen. And then I've got a white. I think that's about it actually. And just finished it into a little pillow. Feels like I've got sawdust in there with a little bit of cording and a little snowflake that actually broke off another ornament. I saved it. So pretty happy with that one. The second finish that I've got, that I finished, I think I finished this in January actually. Oh, I did finish it in January because this was part of the Silks for You debacle. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So this is quite a sizable pillow, again stuffed with sawdust, that I finished using the Prairie Schooler charts, Kris Kringle. So if I hold them up. And it's a really lovely set of Santas, and they've each got a bird. So this one's got a dove, some swans, a goose, and a little brown bird on there. And I've backed it with some Cardinal fabric and a bit of chenille trim, silk chenille trim. Now, the reason this is part of the Silks for You debacle is because I had bought a hank of Silks for You red, which is what this one is, and a hank of Silks for You black. And I was busy working and finishing this off, and I lost them. I have no idea where they went. And I waited, this was back in 2019 when I was stitching on this, and I waited and I thought they'll turn up somewhere. They're bound to turn up somewhere. How can you lose 2 hanks of silk? And eventually I got to the point I was like, I'm just going to have to order another black and another red. They're not going to go wrong. I don't particularly want to, but I'm going to have to order another black and another red. So I did. And as you can guarantee, literally the day they arrived, I opened a drawer that I never go in, and there were my 2 hanks of silk. So I have no idea how they get there. I'm holding my hands up and saying it wasn't me, but I now have quite a lot of Silks for You red and black, which, like I say, it won't go astray. So there's that one. It's finished on, I would say it's a 32 count, just like a natural colour, and I chose my own colours and my own threads just to give a mixture of various different Santas. So I'm pretty pleased with that one. And also I used various different whisper threads to do the beards, so white and a grey, a sort of grey brown. Now I did 2 strands of whisper thread on these beards, and to be honest it was too thick. It was too thick. So I think I've used whisper thread since, and what I've done is I've done the bottom strand as the sort of DMC colour, and then I've just done the top strand as the whisper thread, and just sort of fluffed it up a little bit with a little baby's toothbrush. So definitely just have a little play. If you're going to use 2 strands of the whisper thread, it really does get pretty thick, so just have a little play. So those are my 2 finishes, or the 2 finishes I'm going to show you. And what should we do? Advent calendar? Okay, let's have a look in the Advent calendar. So this is my Advent calendar, and I've just got my daughter and my partner just to put all the threads in, so I haven't seen any of them. And just as I went down to get the Advent calendar, she said, we've turned the lights on for you, Mama, we've turned the lights on for you. So day number 1 is right back here. Ooh! So it's a Gentle Arts, which is stuck. The label is stuck. There we go. It's a Gentle Arts and it's called Wheatfields. So have I got anything kind of white to hold it up against? There we go. So it's pretty true to colour. So that's my first Advent thread. Beautiful, really, really nice variegation on that. It goes from like a deep sort of brown all the way through to quite a light yellow. Wheatfields, that is a perfect description for that one. So, perfect, lovely. So the Advent calendars that I've picked in terms of doing a free chart. So this is part of my Advent calendar to you. I found a free chart for every day. Now, they're not always going to be Christmas ones. Some are going to be autumn, spring, summer. Keep you stitching all the way through the year with your Freebie Charts. But the first one I have picked is a Christmassy one. And to mark the first day of Advent, I have chosen the free, and I'll link them all down below, Brookes Books Advent Animals. So this gives you, unbelievably, 24 stitches of these gloriously cute little animals, and you can see a couple of them there. Now the model has been stitched on like a turquoisey colour and it looks amazing. And so I haven't printed everything out, but I have just printed out the first 4. And if you haven't seen this, this will give you a good flavour, excuse me, of what they're going to be like. So this is number 1, called Katy Kitty. So there's Katy with her little green coat or cape and hat. Day number 1. They've all got this kind of like candy cane part to them. So that's Katy Kitty. They are all charted in DMC, and each little Advent character is 43 by 52 stitches. So not massive, and actually depends how much time you had. You could maybe do one of these a day, maybe. Or maybe start with the intention of doing one a day like I would do and then finish it 3 years later. The next one, day 2, is Peter Polar Bear. How cute is he? I mean, to be perfectly honest, even if you didn't want to do these as an Advent calendar, I remember there are 24 of them, you could make some beautiful little ornaments, turn them into almost like a little stamp. That would be amazing. So he's number 2. Like I said, I've just printed out the first 4 just to give you a flavour, and I'll link down below. Mary Mouse. Mary Mouse, there she is with a lovely tail and her little tutu. And this one, I really like this little guy. I'm very tempted to stitch him even if I don't stitch the whole Advent calendar this year. This is Duncan Dog in his little trousers and his little plaid top. They'd also make really, really nice gift tags, wouldn't they? For someone special, you wouldn't be doing them for everybody, but a really nice gift tag to go on someone's present or on the front of a card. And like I say, at 43 by 52, that is definitely doable. That is not bad at all. So that's the first bit of Advent. So this is probably what it's going to be like. I'll show you some finishing currently, if I've got anything finished or if I've made some good progress on something. Do the Advent calendar, do some past finishes, and then a freebie that you can go and find. What I've got to show you now and to chat to you about is a haul and also my visit to the Nimble Thimble. So should we start with the Nimble Thimble? I'm going to put a video. I took a little video of the shop. It was lovely because I was the only one in there, not on purpose, just by design. And so I've got a really nice little video clip that you can see all the way around the shop. It's in a beautiful location up by Oswestry with a river sort of running behind it, and it's in a setting where there's a few buildings all together and there's a few little businesses and things in there, and Chris is the lady who owns it. I'm sure many of you will have spoken to her on the phone. She's an absolute fountain of knowledge, and she made me feel so welcome. She made me a coffee. She's got 2 beautiful dogs that were in the shop that day. and I had such a fantastic time. It was really worth the sort of 2 3/4 hour journey in the thick fog. I said, when I arrived, I said to her, I think I've come the back way. I said, but actually driving up through mid Wales, I don't think there is a front way. I think it's all like that. So I had a brilliant time. She showed me some beautiful things. If you like shepherd's bush, she's got loads of shepherd's bush things all kitted up, beautiful. She's got lots of the trays and the wooden items that go with those shepherd's bush, and she does some of the Jill Rensel mounts as well for shepherd's bush. And if she hasn't got it, let me tell you, she can get it. She is, you know, a source of information. She is a fixer. So this is the bag that I came out with. I think I was fairly restrained, maybe. But hey, I'm not going to be popping up there every weekend. So, excuse me, crinkle crinkle. So, let me show you what I've got. So this one is a Chessie and Me called Christmas Blessings. Just a nice little cushion with a fob. Sorry, I'm getting a bit of glare on the top there, but most of it's all right. And it does sit in a sleigh. Now she can get the sleigh for it, or you might have something similar. Just an idea really, isn't it? Or you could just leave it in your dough bowl, however you want to store and show your little pillows. So I grabbed that one. I also grabbed this one, Blue Ribbon Designs Woodland Tree Farm, which I just thought was really nice. I really like the Rosewood Manor one, as it called it, and then a tree grew, and then a forest grew. But it's so huge. But this gives you a really nice little piece of that without going crazy. Picked up this Erica Michaels one, wicked cute, with that crazy witch that you can either do as a flat finish or you can do as a strawberry, and it comes with the buttons. That's what I really like about the Nimble Thimble. They find and include the buttons for things, which they're not always included, are they? And they're not always with it. So that one, can't wait to do that one. And then this one, I really like this designer, Puntini, and it's called You Warm My Heart, and it's a snowman there, and the buttons are the snowman's nose and his heart, and as you can see, whoops, in the back there's the 2 buttons that you need. So obviously with this one you need to stitch it on at least the call for count, even if you're not going to do it on a call for fabric, so that the buttons look in the right scale. So it's a 32 count Belfast vintage grey. I think I might even have some of that. So he's lovely. And I also got, now I don't have a wealth of spring charts and spring projects. It's probably my least resourced season. So I saw this one, which I've never actually seen this one before. I've seen loads of the welcome ones from the Drawn Thread, but I've never actually seen the welcome spring one. And I just thought it was lovely. And I bought this as a kit, and it comes with, obviously, the chart. It comes with the call for fabric, which is 30 count antique lambswool, and then it comes with the threads, which on this one are a mixture of dinky dyes and, she says looking in the back, needlepoint ink. So it comes with all the threads that you're going to need, and we all know how expensive needlepoint ink and dinky dyes are. If you're not going to do a massive investment into silk, you don't necessarily want to get 20 different colours just for one chart if you're not, you know, doing lots of NPI stuff and lots of dinky dye stuff. So that That was £23.95 with the fabric, with the chart, with all the threads. So I was really happy to get that one. And she had all of them. I mean, lots and lots of drawn thread stuff, all kitted up if you want it, threads if you want it, fabric. You can pretty much design what you want. If you phone her and ask her, she will get it for you. And then I got this one as well, which is the kit for stars by the Drawn Thread, and I'll find my picture of it and put it up there, because I've got my inspiration from watching April, May, June Stitcher, and she just finished stars and got it framed and it looked incredible. So that's the called for fabric, which is a really nice sort of grey green. I think it's cobblestone. I haven't got my pattern here to compare it. And then, and this is the reason I wanted to get this particular kit. When I saw it stitched up, this is the reason I really wanted to get this kit, is because of this blue from Thread Gatherer. Let me just grab my little bit of paper again. I don't think, that's not really showing up very well, but I don't think I've seen such a nice blue. And so I was a bit worried about having to choose something to sub it with. It's so nicely variegated and it almost glows on that. So we can put them together. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. On that cobblestone, oh, that's a bit better. It almost just glows. And so I really wanted to get that one. And put that down there. The other thing I got while I was there was a piece, a fairly sizable piece actually, of the Weeks Dye Works gingham. And I haven't given it an iron. So this is a what? It's either a 30 count or a 28 count. I want to say 30 count actually, but I'll check to see which one it was. It's the one that was with the 12 Days of Christmas kit. So yeah, I grabbed some of that. So I'll put the little video that I took on the end of this. So if you want to have a look around the shop and have a nose around, then do. But honestly, you couldn't wish to meet somebody nicer, more knowledgeable, more helpful. And the things that she's got in there, wow, there's some Mill Hill kits galore, all of the different charts. There's still a few there that I'm thinking about. I've got a mind to phone her up and say there's a couple of others, just pop them in the post. She does sell via eBay, Tanat2, and I'll link her down below. And if anything you see on eBay that you want, either just buy it through eBay or phone her up. But she's got so much more than goes on eBay, as you'll see by the film. And she's hoping to have a website for next year as well, which would be amazing. Now, as I said, the rest of this is haul, and I think that my Christmas has come early. I've had zero restraint, mainly because we all, as teachers, got a bit of back pay this month. Teachers in Wales got a pay rise at the beginning of September, but they never get it organised, so we had a bit of back pay. It's always dangerous. So, and it was Black Friday, and I've got no control, and I don't care. This was my first purchase, which was a Dimensions kit that I have been looking for a long time. Now you can probably tell why I wanted this particular one, because of the little Dalmatian, but he is also holding a little black dog as well. Now I used to have a black Labrador called Enzo that goes with my, or that came before my Dalmatian Albus. They never met. So that's the why I wanted that one. It's called Santa's Nap, and it is obviously a Dimensions gold. It's going to be 38 by 30 centimetres, and yeah, I really like that one. I've also got to apologise. I can see, look, I've just finished work. Now anybody who's a teacher out there who uses a whiteboard will know the little black finger. The little black finger. As you're writing on the board, you always get a black finger. I've obviously forgotten to rinse that off. Oops, just dropped some of it. So what else did I get? Pineberry Lane. Pineberry Lane were having a 20% Black Friday deal. It might still be on Etsy. So, oh dear, saved it. So I grabbed, let's go that way, Wrought by My Hand. Now these charts are much more vibrant actually on the website, on Etsy. No, did I go through Etsy? No, their website, sorry, not Etsy, Pineberry Lane website, I'll link it below. That is lovely, I've been after that one for a long time. This one I've also been after for a long time. This one is called The Rising Harvest. Beautiful charts to follow, really, really clear. So that's called The Rising Harvest, again by Pineberry Lane. And this one is called Autumn on Marigold Lane, which I really, really liked. I just super liked this alphabet on the side, just because it's a bit different to what you would normally see. So those are my Pineberry Lane haul. I had to be a bit more restrained on Pineberry Lane. I think I put in my basket about 10 different charts, and then I had to sort of start whittling it down and going from there. But there we go. Let's get these. I bought a couple of bits from Stash Unload. I bought Honeybee Sampling from Little House Needleworks. And I bought, take this one out of the cover, Kathy Barrick's Bee Study, which is obviously meant to be like an open book. You can see the front and the back cover and the spine there. You could actually finish that on a book. I've seen them finished as books, which will be really, really nice. So I got those. And then I got this. This one came from Peakside Needleworks because I'd missed this a couple of times, so I asked Sue to just get it in for me. It's the Project Quarantine one, Let's Stay Home and Stitch, which was released back in April. Does it actually say on there? No, just 2020. I think it was like back in April, May, right at the beginning of everyone staying home. And this little bit with the O there is over 1. So that's gonna be fun to do. I also grabbed, I showed you this one last week, which was a Kringle and Woolard, but I grabbed some of the flosses. So lots of places haven't got full stocks of flosses in at the moment, so I just grabbed the main ones, and then I'll just substitute anything else that I need. So there might be another one actually somewhere. Those are the main ones. That's Cherry Cobbler. So the Cherry Cobbler that I didn't have to do the Cardinal in, I now do have 2 skeins. So there's Putty, Cinnamon Toast, Deep Forest, which I love, and Cherry Cobbler. So there's those. There is another one actually. Have I brought it up? Timber. There is another one to go with that pack. So must have left it downstairs, or I dropped it on the way up, which will never amaze me. So now I'll leave the fabric till the end. This one, this has been really really popular, I think, Mr. Marshmallow. So it's part of the Cup series with by Brenda Gervais. So there was one with a witch's brew, there was one about coffee, which I've got, and both of them had little spoons on them, This one doesn't have a little spoon on it, although it does have some really nice little snowflake buttons, which I think I've got something similar. I got, I think probably like everybody, Winter Rose Manor. I've not got any plans to start stitching it soon, because any of the websites that you go on to, literally the floss list for this is out of stock. Any of them. I did grab like 4 of them. Hazelnut, roasted marshmallow and wood rose. But the one that makes the house, the conch, is out of stock everywhere. So I'm just going to put that to one side. I want to try and dye a piece of fabric for it as well. So I'll put it to one side, and then I'll bring it out ready for next year. So in no great hurry with that one. And then I bought some fabric. So this is my Fabric of the Month Club from Patchwork Rabbit. They do a Picture This Plus Fabric of the Month every month. I get the 36 count. I used to get the 40 count, but I just find 40 count with Picture This Plus just a bit too small. And so this is Charm. So it's a really, really lovely sort of purpley pink, which I really like, and I might go back onto the website actually and see if I can grab just a little bit more of it. Really, really nice. So there's that one. I also got some plain Zweigarts, so not from the Patchwork Rabbit, but just from another seller. So I got some 32 count dirty linen, Belfast dirty linen, which you've all seen. I got some 32 count antique ivory. It's quite a big piece, that one, which is sort of a really nice kind of buttery, not quite, it's not yellow, but it's definitely on the buttery end of the spectrum. So I got that one, and I got some 40 count pearl grey. This is a lovely colour, really nice. Now some of these I might do a little bit of dye over the top of, just to give them a bit of mottling, but they'll pretty much stay the way they were, stay the way they are. And I've ordered another piece of 36 count, is it Sea Ice? I'll put the name down below, because on Creatively Yours I won their giveaway, Debbie's giveaway, which was Frosty Forest, all the 9 patterns for Frosty Forest from Country House Needleworks. So they are on their way to me, so I've ordered a piece of fabric for those. And then the last thing I got was from Lakeside Needlecraft, and this is a piece of white for dyeing, but it's a 38 count. Now I have had a couple of pieces of 38 count from Hazel Anderson, who is Fox Glove and Lace fabric dyeing. Yeah, Fox Glove and Lace on Instagram. I'll put her link below as well. And she quite often does a 38 count, and I really like it. It's just a little bit tighter than a 36, obviously, a little bit bigger crosses than a 40, but it's just, there's just a sweet spot in that 38 count there, for me anyway, with one thread. So it's just a white, I don't know why I'm holding it up, you know what white looks like, but I will be dyeing that. Right, there endeth the first Flossmas Advent. So I shall be back again tomorrow with hopefully a finish on Maria Dale, but also a couple more finishes from previous to show you, my advent calendar, and also some free charts or a free chart. So take care, have a lovely 1st of December. Bye bye.